Hello humans, welcome back to my channel. In case you are new here, this is my channel called Handy Doll Creations. And this is going to be my second part to my mascot character for this channel, by the way. So yeah, if you want to kind of join with that one. This is the character design that I originally made. I did make a few changes along the way. I wasn't able to follow it exactly to a T, which I'm kind of sad about, but you know what? We ball in this house. Anyway, so without further ado, let's continue. So this is my character design in color. By the way, I only did the headshot. I did not want to show you guys the rest of it because it was horrific. But I did this with watercolor and I really like the way that the character design came out on paper. I really want to make a story with this, which I have an idea of how to do that. But yeah, later in the video down the road, I will be lore dumping for the character, so stay tuned for that. So we're hopping right in, and this is me just glowing, my goodness, gluing down what are essentially just yarn tufts. So what I did to make the fur was that I just brushed out yarn until it was a big thing of fluff. By the way, it was so fluffy to hold, it was the best feeling. So anyhow, I also ended up just flat ironing it out after that. And by the way, I didn't really worry too much about the grooming or the cutting of the hair in this process because I kind of wanted it to look unkempt. So I think that's just gonna add a little bit. I like the idea of it, okay? Some parts I will go over and try to fix up where I think it might need some fixing, especially on the feet. Which, by the way, I finished. This part was pretty satisfying because I kind of just did this very mindlessly and I was just putting the fur where I thought it would work best, where it would look best, and how it would kind of, go along with everything. I did add some white yarn because I wanted it to have some variety and I thought that looked really cool. It would kind of give a little bit of contrast. Also, I cannot apparently stop putting my head in the camera shot. Oh my goodness. I was trying not to get my head in there, but I failed spectacularly. That's gonna be a running gag along this video, by the way, because I could not see where my head was in the camera shot because the camera is suspended above me. So I was trying my best, but I ultimately failed. The feet looked kind of weird when I hadn't put the fur on there yet, and I'm glad I did. Also, I tried my best to put fur around where you could see the screws, and I did my best. Definitely not my finest work, but you know what? This is a new experience, and I definitely am doing something that I am very new at. But I did actually get a little better at hiding the screw heads, so a little later in the video you'll see how I did that. So as you can see right here, I'm just trying to glue some of the fur around the hole. By the way, that part was kind of hard because I had to put some of the fur by where the neck area is and kind of just under the chin of the character. And I had to put them on the chest of the area. So it was kind of hard to shave everything down, but I think I did like an okay job with it. I mean, it was hard, so I'm going to give myself some points for it. By the way, you're probably wondering why there's a hole in the chest. It'll be explained in the end if you wish to stick around. So for this part of the doll making process, I did not run into as many issues as I did in part 1, which, by the way, you should totally check out. I worked really hard on that one. Anyway, I did run into many issues like I did before, and I feel like that's a good thing because that kind of means I'm learning, and I got all the hard stuff out of the way first. Also, please excuse this awkward cutting of the fur angle. I was trying to get better angles, but I did not succeed, obviously. So we're just gonna have to deal with that. I'm really sorry. Oh, look at this, a better angle of me trimming up the fur and gluing the fur. Once we get to the face, I really am proud of how the face came out because I kind of just went straight into painting it, and I also wanted it to look like more of a bony color because, you know, it's a skeleton. It's a bird skull, okay? And I thought I did a really good job, and you guys will see soon how I did. So as I mentioned back in part 1, I kind of mentioned that I don't want to do just doll customizing, even though that's probably going to be the good majority of the videos and the content, but I kind of want to do other little random crafts, you know? Like, just random things that I think will be fun and entertaining. So yeah, if you want to stick around for that part or those journeys, feel free to subscribe if you have not yet. So I forgot to record myself with the beginning portion of me making the antlers, but it's all good. It's just pretty simple. I just used armature wire and I kind of just stabbed it into the head and then I just started sculpting around it. So nothing really complicated there. It just was showing you the beginning of it. For reference, this is how they looked before I started painting them. Like I said, I'm proud of myself. So I forgot to include the process of me making the wings. I thought I pressed record, but I guess I didn't. But I also feel like it's a good thing I didn't record because I had to work a lot of different angles to get those feathers on. But it ended up working out. It was all good. So this is the process of me right here just cutting the hair a little bit. I ended up filling the area with epoxy sculpt and kind of just making basically just the back of the head with the epoxy sculpt and then just gluing some of more of the fur tufts on there to act as hair because I wasn't sure how I was going to cover up the back of the head. But I feel like this was a pretty good compromise and it came out a lot better than I thought it would. So yeah. So for some of the smaller feathers I put them around the arms so that we can, you know, lead to the wings and that whole little illusion. And I put some sparsely around the body and the head to kind of give the illusion or to kind of hint at the fact that they're shifting from a bird to a deer. And so the feathers are just kind of wilting off and they're just growing fur. So I hope I was able to get that across clearly. So I'm showing this concept art again because I'm using it as reference and I want to show y'all the before and after. So yeah, this is basically the guideline of how I'm going to do the face, essentially. So let's get on to that. As you can see right here, I'm using some watercolor pencils and I'm just going in and getting basically the rough shapes of the paint on. And this part took a little bit. It was a little messy, but as it is, the colors were a little bit brighter than what the camera is showing, which is also kind of weird because the red that I go on to use for later for this face it's brighter from the camera than it is in real life. So it's kind of, yeah, it's a little strange there. So anyway, I'm just going in and painting all the little details and painting the paint around the eye sockets and doing the little beak. I also didn't realize I didn't show the process of me dry brushing or kind of just wet brushing the bony color onto the face and to the antlers. So I'm really sorry about that, but y'all get the point. I kind of just went in there with like a really watered down ground colors and a little bit of orange and yeah, just anything that would give me that bony color texture. And I kind of just went in for it. I just went in and started doing the makeup and I just started having fun. For the most part, as I was doing the red lines for the paint, I kind of just wanted to highlight the areas that I thought would look really cool to be highlighted, like, you know, the eye sockets and then the beak. And I included some extra little details, but I kind of ended up just erasing that and painting over them because I felt like the face was going to be too crowded and for some reason, it looked like the British flag. I don't know why, but to me, it just looked like the British flag. Anyway, I'm just going in and I'm just going to go over with some of the areas with some black, like with the nose and with the eye sockets. So yeah, and I also did decide at kind of like the last minute to include a little bit of details at the bottom of the cheekbones. Just to, you know, give a little extra detail, you know, like some niceness, you know, like some varieties. I thought the red looked really good for the front of the face because it'll just draw you in, and then with the black it kind of goes from the eye sockets and kind of just takes you all around the face. So I just thought it would look really cool. Also, the antlers looked kind of dull to me, so I put some paint on there as well. Mostly red for the most part, but I might go in with some black later. Not entirely sure. But yeah, this is just me tightening everything up, just going over some areas, darkening the color a little bit, and trying to paint over some areas that I thought looked a little awkward, and I just kind of really had fun with making the shape and just highlighting the structure of the eye sockets. I don't know why, but it was really satisfying to me, and I had a lot of fun during this process. I kind of just turned my brain off and then just kind of did everything that I needed to do. It was really fun, and I just love it. I just love getting to the process where I can paint it. I kind of wish I kept the line a little longer above where it follows the beak to the forehead. But again, it looked like the British flag for some reason. And I kind of took away where the other eyes were supposed to go. Because again, British flag look. But I really liked how it looked before. But it kind of just looked too busy, you know? It kind of just looked like it was too much. So I kind of tried to tone it down a little bit. Give it a little bit more balance so that way you're not like, oh, dang. Also, for some of the areas where I put the black, I made the black kind of follow the lines of where the eye sockets kind of lead to the beak and then kind of make it look like it's an eerie type of smell. I realized that at the end, by the way, where I was going over the black, like with under the cheekbones and everything, it looked like a little bit of a like a crazy little smile or something. You see what I mean? I think that actually kind of gives it a little bit more of a supernatural look. So I'm actually really happy that I decided to follow that. That wasn't planned, but I like how the face came out. I'm really proud of myself for doing that. It's definitely not symmetrical, but yet again, we're not aiming for symmetrical, we're aiming for asymmetrical. And I don't know, I just like the way some things will look with an asymmetrical look because it looks a little interesting and it's not so perfect, you know? There's no such thing as perfect. I was definitely trying to make things even, but yeah. Also, this is the area where part of the video I forgot to put at the beginning. This is me when I was making the fur tufts. I thought I'd include that just in case you guys were curious. So what I did was that I got a rubber mat that I've had, and this thing has seen better days. But yeah, I just went over some area. I just did like a line of glue, then I put the tufts of fur that I've already, flattened out and brushed, lined it up there, then put more glue at the top, and then just spread it around the areas the ends, so that way the fur isn't everywhere, you know? Because then that's just gonna be a whole mess. And this is actually a lot easier for me because I can just either leave it as it is and kind of just glue it onto the body, or I can just cut off some where the glue is not meeting the fur, and I can just apply it wherever I need it. So for me, this is a bit of a process, but it's easier for me to do at the end. So yeah. So for this part, you may want to put your phone sideways, but either way, this is how my character looks. It is insane that I was able to do this. Ignore the tape, please. Yeah, I love how this came out. It's not perfectly to a T. There's still some mistakes that I can see, but I really love this look. I love how it came out. Oh my goodness. It feels so strange being done with a project that's taken months. I love it. Oh wait, what's this? Oh, what's this little glowing tube right here with my character? What is this? Goodness me, did I save a little surprise for you all? Why yes I did, dear viewer. Now, prepare to be amazed. So as I said in the beginning, I'm gonna lore dump. So for part of this assignment from my professor, he told us to make our own characters and put some lore behind the character. So my character is part of a group called the Nothings, and basically they're a bunch of undead creatures, and they have to cycle through different forms to help figure out who they were in life and to find peace and rest at last. So yeah, that's the lore. Not too much behind it, but I wanted it to be simple. So yeah, I guess this concludes part 2. I'm excited for the next project. That's all I can say. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next project if you choose to follow along, and if you do want to follow along, subscribe, please. Bye, humans!